My name is Sergei Tarasov, and I'm a postdoctoral fellow at NIMBioS. My primary research interests fall into two main categories. The first one is the systematics of dung beetles. In this area of my research, I study evolutionary history of dung beetles, describe dung beetle diversity, and improve classification of dung beetles. The second area of my research, which I want to talk about today, is focused on developing new phylogenetic methods. Specifically now, I am working on new models which will help us to reconstruct the evolution of organismal anatomies. Living organisms have a tremendous diversity of different body forms and anatomical traits. But we still know little about how and why these traits evolved. This happens because evolution of organismal anatomies has two peculiar components. The first one is that anatomical traits do not evolve per se. They are the products of gene interactions which underlie their development. In most cases, scientists have no clue about how this process is operating. So the process is largely hidden from the direct observations. The second component is that anatomies in all organisms have a specific hierarchical structure. For example, in human body, bones are organized in clusters. There is a separate cluster of bones which comprises those bones that form human arms. At the same time, there is a smaller cluster that comprises all bones which form fingers located on these arms. It's a hierarchy. In real-life situation, this hierarchical organization is much more complex, and it exhibits a network of various types of dependencies. In biology, we call this network anatomy ontology. At present, current statistical models are not capable to accommodate both hidden processes and hierarchical processes simultaneously. In my research, I'm working on a model which will be able to accommodate these two processes together. So the model will be more realistic. This model is based on a statistical framework of Bayesian networks. You may ask me why it's important? First of all, it will enable us to reconstruct evolution of organismal anatomies over phylogenetic trees more accurately. In turn, this will help us to understand the causes that shaped the diversity of organismal forms.
For more information about postdoctoral fellowships at the National Institute for Mathematical and Biological Synthesis, visit our website at www.nimbus.org.